Well, we are back on the Seven Talk, and today we are definitely going to look at something that has been trending. Yeah, I'm sorry that we have delayed to deliver this message to you guys, but the issue at hand is the expired courses. Yeah, and with me here today is definitely legal minds and fellow youths who can help us enlighten us more on the issue at hand. Yes, my brother, please introduce yourself and we can proceed.
Thank you so much. My name is Kakaira Umar, the president LSS, and I'm so delighted to be here on this show because it's a good show with my man.
CEO, it is always a pleasure. It is always a pleasure. Yes, brother.
Well, my name is Rita Simon Hillary,
yes,
and I'm very glad to be at the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you been affected by the issue of expired courses?
Of course, been affected. Yes.
In what kind of way?
Of course, in a very negative way. Yes.
When you very first heard of expired courses, and because it started on Twitter, yeah, when Shamim actually posted about a fellow youth like us who had completed his studies in a certain university. We're not going to mention here the university for purposes of holding that reserve. So, and we actually applied to a university, a UK university, where he was denied, yeah, claiming that his course had been expired from National Council. Is it National Council? National Council?
In Uganda.
Yes.
In Uganda, it's National Council.
National Council.
For higher institutions.
Yes, that is what is National Council basically?
Purposely, in Uganda, National Council, it is a body regulating all the higher institutions, all the institutions which are offering those educations to higher institutions.
Yes.
For example, I'll give you an example of universities. Knowing those institutions which are not like universities, but they are offering certificates, but at a higher level. Those are the universities that are regulated or that are under the National Council in Uganda.
That keeps me wondering, when they say the course is actually expired, to what gravity? Because universities released statements saying that the courses are not expired. Some of them are saying that it is just a miscommunication. So what do you really think is true? Are the courses really expired, or it is just miscommunication that is happening?
Well, in my own view,
yes,
of course, I had the chance to, watch news about the very issue of
yes,
expired courses, and I had the chance to view that was our vice rector, though I won't disclose the name.
Yes.
But she was like, she admitted,
yes,
that truly we failed to reassess or reaccredit
the courses.
The courses.
Yeah.
Then again, I saw that is Professor Barnabas, one of the rector,
yes,
the vice chancellor of Makerere University. He was like, it's true, there are some programs that were not updated, and he was like, it was as a result of so much relaxity. So it is very true.
It is very true.
It is very true.
It is not, but one would say Lugambo. It is actually happening.
Yes.
And,
simply because they have admitted.
Yes.
Yes.
So do you think that the people, the students out there, and the parents that are watching the show, should they start getting worried? Should they drop out? Tell their students to drop out? What next? What comes next now? As the fact that we know that it is true, the courses have expired. Yeah. What should we do as the community? I think you're going to tell us what we should do, and he's also going to do the same.
To me, thank you so much for the question.
Yeah.
To me, as a person, as a concerned citizen and a student, because I'm also still studying, what I can tell to the public outside there, that people should not worry. This is not the end of us. Indeed, it's just a beginning, because it is just a motivating factor. Because imagine someone gave a communication that these courses, in fact, they used the wrong word or a wrong statement.
Yeah.
They should not have said that they are expired, because when they mentioned expired, all the people concerned, all the stakeholders, they were concerned, and then they were fearing that what about us who graduated, but we graduated under illegality. they would have used another word. For example, I was reading from Honorable Tawebwa, Thomas Tawebwa.
Yes.
He was referring to the statement which was made by the National Council that it was indeed ambiguous. That
What did he say? What did he say? I am curious to hear what he said.
oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
He was like, the word expired did not explain to the people because it gave them a negative energy. But to him, he was like, these courses were under, let me call it, a rejuvenating state. They wanted to be just renewed because, for example, I give an example of a phone.
Yeah.
For example, you're having an iPhone,
Okay.
and it says that it needs to update its software. It doesn't mean that the phone is dead or it is damaged. However, it is still working, but you need to go on and update that phone. When you update a phone or when you update something, it doesn't mean that it has been, because in updating, they can remove something and then they add something. To the National Council, it has its duty. When it's supposed to regulate these courses or these universities by the academic issues that's concerned, they are supposed to monitor them in their courses, either to remove some things or to add. Therefore, when these courses they say they are expired, they just need to go back and sit and they either remove and add. And meaning that when they remove, they are going to remove part of the course, not the whole course, meaning that the course is still on. Therefore, we should not worry. We just need a clear communication and a clear way how we're going to make these things better for us. Because yes, the parents outside there with the students are aggrieved that the courses are expired, but they are not. We just need to go back and renew them, and the university that we are studying from, they can do that within a limited period of time. That was my 7 years.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
I do believe a person out there has felt a little bit comfortable. Yeah, the courses are still there, don't worry. Yes, my dear brother.
Well, according to me,
Yeah.
I think, you know, this thing, there is a way it has affected students,
Yeah.
and
Everyone in Uganda is affected.
and it has not affected only students but the parents who are investing money
Yeah.
in the students. So if they do not work on this situation, you may find out that it's going to again affect, because now when you look at, you know, the current situation, many students are very uncertain of their future.
Yes, that is very true.
They do not know
What
you know,
next? They don't know.
you know. Then again, if they do not address the same situation, you may find out that, you know, students are going to lose out on, you know, opportunities. For example, you might have sponsors,
You get
you know,
a scholarship
yes,
abroad.
getting a scholarship abroad, and then you reach there, like, you know, the way it was for the student that went to Cambridge.
Yes.
It might also befall other students. So this situation has to be worked on. That is, the parents, they have, I think, to inquire from the university about the same. You know, try to hold meetings to see to that the university gets to answer whatever situation is going on, and then they see what they can do. You know, I saw it was a notice. Was it in the Daily Monitor?
Yeah.
You know, the chairperson of the National Council of Higher Education, she was like, you know, the courses, those who studied the courses at that time when they were not accredited, and we
They are second. Is it second year? Something like that, I think.
those who studied and they graduated, then there is us that who are still on book.
Yes.
So she was like, our degrees will be, you know, recognized, but again, we are studying something that was not accredited when it was supposed to you know, to be re-accredited.
Yeah.
So that is something that can try to boost our hope that, you know,
Things are getting better.
that they will be, you know, recognized. But again, we would love to see that these courses, you know, they get on board and then get to re-accredit them or reassess them, because we shall not continue. You know, Uganda is very confusing, I should say. You know, each and every time you're going to get a certain story that is.
Yeah, we always have training matters.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Before you know it,
So they should try to work on this thing. They shouldn't just leave it in a balance the way it is.
Yes.
Yeah, because again in the future it will bring problems, and we shall start to, you know, now there are certain parents who are like, for me, I'll never do what? things of education, something like some of them have even already lost morale. They are like, I won't again invest my money in such. So this thing has to be worked upon.
So we are all talking about national council. Students out there paying I think 20,000 every academic year. Yeah, they're paying 20,000. Is it that the money that we are paying? What is that? What does that money basically do? That's 20,000 that we've been paying. Because now that there comes a situation where someone says, "Yeah, and this is the same organization or association that I am always paying 20,000 to, and the others who are telling me the course I'm doing is expired." What does that 20,000 do? And then, what are the roles of this national council? I think the roles that they're supposed to do. What are their roles? I think I'm going to start with you. Should I start with you? Are you ready to tackle that matter at hand? Yeah?
Now,
You can start with him.
Okay.
Before even I describe what the National Council is,
Yes.
I'll first discredit it and
By
say
saying that they're not doing their job.
they are sleeping on job. The heads,
Yeah.
the people.
I hope you're discrediting them, but you're going to give me a solution to why to what you do.
Because I'm also I'm a part
Yeah.
of the agri students. Because imagine if I had studied for 10 years or for 4 years my course, because my course is 4 years.
For 4 years,
and
yeah.
plus 1 year of this. Now 5 years
That's a fine.
proceeding under illegality. Again, that's really
It's really unfair.
Now that council, for it itself, like for example, we have the URSP.
Yes.
It is a body put in Uganda to regulate the trading. I'll give an example of weighing scales.
Yes.
Okay, regulating the trade in Uganda. National Council itself, it has a duty to regulate the institutions, because the law provides that National Council is provided for under law in Uganda. The law says that it is a body to which an institution in Uganda, which is apparently going to start or in existence, supposed to subscribe, meaning that there is no anybody in Uganda which is an institution for higher education that is not subscribing to that council.
So that means when you're talking about higher education, you are meaning universities.
We are talking about the postgraduate institutions,
Yes.
and then the other institutions giving certificates for higher education. Now that body itself,
Yeah.
it is a body which is put in Uganda to regulate all education of our institutions. One of its function, it is supposed to make sure that the courses or the matters concerning the universities academically are settled, including their subscription. That's why we are seeing that every academic year we are paying the 20,000 that we are supposed to be supplied to the National Council, meaning that every institution in Uganda, for it to accredit its courses or the programs, when I talk of accrediting, it means
Is it to give value to the programs you are
to
doing?
renew
To renew.
the course
Okay.
that we are, all the programs that we are being offered at universities. Therefore, it is a duty of that council to make sure that the universities are subscribing that money. Somewhere I read that money is supposed to be 700. Yeah.
As for a student or for the institution?
For university to re-upgrade a course as a course. For example, when I'm doing global bachelor's of law, a university is supposed to pay 700
for that specific course
for 5 years, because that period runs for 5 years.
Then that means
it is a very little money that the university can subscribe to, that can use. For example,
yes,
I'm a student at IIU, whereby the faculty of law
Islamic University in
Uganda.
Yes.
The faculty of law, you having around 634 students.
Yes.
And we are paying money more than 1 million, meaning that if they can sacrifice at least 100 per semester from the students, or from academic year, because we are talking about 5 years.
Yes, 5
they are able to pay this money. If they fail to do that, indeed they are doing us a disservice. So National Council, it is supposed to make sure that it comes on board. The way it follows for the money to be paid, the 20,000, it is the same way it should come and ask that, yes, we are asking for this money.
Yes.
Are you giving the students what they are supposed to get?
So it means it is a chain of information. That means
it is a chain of information, and on that regard, I will extend this blame to the universities. you know very well that you are supposed to, that's being negligent by now. You know very well that you are subscribing money to the National Council.
Yes.
And the students that you are giving these expired courses, let me use the other word,
the expired
because I'm also among the agri people. Yeah, I want parties, because indeed it is a service. Even my parent called me, I was like, now Kakaide, are you studying? Should I stop paying tuition for that
Should
course?
you come back home and just...
And I was like, no, don't. We are still investigating the matter until when the council came up and they gave a clear communication. Therefore, now I think that council as a body put in Uganda to regulate the universities or the higher education institutions, it should do its job properly. It should make sure that indeed everything, the functions that are put in the law, they are supposed to be monitored and done the way they are supposed to be. If they do not do that, walai, we are losing out on a serious note.
So that, what you're trying to say is that as much as the procedures are being followed and they're out there, they know what the 20,000 does. It is the duty of also the university to also take note, to make sure that they take the initiative to make sure that these courses that we offer are registered. Yeah?
A number of 600 students. Why do you fail to pay only 700?
Could it be that it's not the fault of the university, but rather the fault of National Council?
You know, in law, let me go legal because I'm a learning student. Now, in legal, when you are suing parties, that is civil. For example, when you are suing the principal, the agent, if you are suing the agent first, the principal will come next. Or when you are suing the principal. Now, in this regard, National Council has a body. For example, who are the parties in this issue? The defendants. Let me call them the defendants.
Yes.
Abewozako. In this part, we are saying that the university, first of all, then the National Council. If a person is suing the National Council, he or she must come back and sue the university. How can you sit back for 10 years knowing that what you are teaching is indeed unaccredited? That you are giving poison to the students and you sit back and you still ask money that they should pay tuition, and they should not sit for exams without paying that money purposely, for sure.
Wow.
They should go back and then make themselves proper for us and for better Uganda. Because we are studying for Uganda, not for ourselves.
My dear brother Sereti, what do you think should be done? What should we add on that, what he has said? What do you think we should supplement or adjust or alter?
Well, I won't differ much from what he has said. You know, the National Council is like, you know, let me say maybe like the way you see your name.
Yes.
You know, for purposes of O level. So the National Council is the chairman. It's the leader of all, you know, institutions and universities and tertiary institutions in regards to education.
Yes.
So, you know, it also has duties that it's supposed to do. You know, like he said, it is supposed to regulate all matters concerning education in regards to the universities. And then, of course, they register universities. And last time I was like, I saw again, it was an article in the newspapers that was the Daily Monitor.
Yeah.
And was it? Though I don't remember the professor who stated it.
But you
Yes.
remember the article.
Yes.
So, yeah.
He was like universities are very many, and he was like that gives them, you know, that since the universities are very many, that there is little time to, you know, to regulate them.
Yeah.
So for them, they were like, since the universities are very many, they cannot do it, you know.
So they're giving less minor excuses.
Yes, they are trying to give an excuse.
Yeah.
So now, you know, when you're trying to give an excuse on your job, you know, the law provides that the law that is governing the
National Council.
Yes, plus the universities and the tertiary institutions.
Yes.
If really you cannot do your job, if you are unable to do your job, then you should just vacate office.
And actually, there's also a saying that
they should just vacate office.
Remember, there's also this saying that a lazy man will always blame the tools.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah? So I think all that adds up to one very thing that National Council should they call it tuck in their socks or pull up their socks. I think one of the
pull up their socks.
Pull up their socks and man up to the situation that is currently trending.
Yeah, because now they are having that duty.
Yeah.
And again, you're looking at again the university that is also supposed to be adhering to that duty. It is not also doing the same. So because there is no way an offender or maybe an accused person will run to police and then they will be like, I committed such and such and such, so maybe you should arrest me for this and this. The only way an accused person will take himself to police, that is for safety. When he feels like I'm insecure, the angry mob is going to work on me. Yeah. So even here, the universities, they all knew that they were proceeding under an illegality.
Yes.
Because they admitted it. Yes. So now they all knew that they were proceeding under an illegality, but they could not, run to the National Council and get to tell them this. Madam Vice Rector, she was like, for us it was as a result of COVID. Because the courses were last reaccredited or reassessed in 2015. Because the period is every after 5 years for us. The undergraduates. Then plus even the postgraduate, that is masters, it is 5 years. It is only the other doctoral studies, one of those of the professors, it will only take 10 years.
Yeah.
Now it was last accredited in 2015. Now we are in 2020. True, there was COVID. It came and it disorganized each and everything. But after COVID, what steps did you take to see to that you reaccredit or reassess the contents of the course? There is nothing they did. So they were all just sitting there. It was until this situation, the one of our very own Ugandan, she went there outside in UK, and then Cambridge University was like, no, we cannot, try to give you whatever you need.
Due to matters of time, I'm not going to take this any further. So I think in two minutes, we are going to have a message to the people watching, more so the students, the community, the parents, the university rectors, and I think the chairperson of National Council, because you are definitely the one who is Kamagamba ring leader when you're looking for to go to what? To seize first look for the head. So National Council, this is also a message to them as well. So I think I'm going to start with, you are the last person to say something. I think I'm going to start with you. Give us your final remarks in less than 2 minutes. You will also do the same, and I will also take 2 minutes to end the show. Yes, please.
Thank you so much. In my last reviews, I ask that every Ugandan citizen, let us have the spirit of serving the nation. Let us have the spirit of knowing what we are being employed for. If a person is employed in a public office, know your job, please. Because anything that you do, the job that you have being a public job, it means that it is holding lives of people, future of people, and meaning fellow Ugandans. So
the ones, and by the way, like we are the youths, young people are the ones that are still in school.
Not even youths, but even the people who graduated. They are mature people, but they graduated under illegality. Now, if a law comes up that a person who graduated within this period of time, let their certificates be scrapped out, what would you do? So, if you are in power, please, especially the National Council for Education, if you are a leader at the university, the chancellor, the vice chancellor, the bursar, and the university at large, please, let us do our jobs. If you feel that you can't do anything, please resign, leave job,
tap out
for the sake of the country, for the love of the students, for the love of your own children. Because I believe your children are also studying and they are proceeding under illegality. So for the love of your children, for the love of my children, for the love of his children, for the love of you, please serve the nation that is supposed to be served. Because the lives of people there are at stake. We are under pressure. We don't know the next what we are going to do next.
Make sure you are emphasizing that you're talking to the entire universities outside. They are not a specific word.
The reason why I say that a Ugandan, because there are also other fields that which are not doing their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you are given a powers to regulate, please do regulate. Why should you sit back and
That's
look at look at universities proceeding under illegality? You well know that the university have not subscribed, and the university well knows that the students are paying their 20,000 subscribing to the National Council, and the university does not also subscribe to the National Council, the mean that is required to renew their courses, and they are termed as expired courses.
Wow.
I submit.
Yes, my dear brother.
Well, in my final remarks, you see, National Council of Higher Education, you see, they are trying to prove that they are incompetent, but that's the way Uganda is, moving. It's not only about the National Council of Education, but it's all about other, organizations and all other bodies, the government. So they should try to see to that, like the way my colleague stated, they should have the love for this country. I know for them, it's all about money.
Yes.
They are like, for as long as for me I get money, the rest,
So I don't know. Yeah.
But again, this thing is beyond money, because one of the reasons as to why they normally have to reassess these programs is that they want to see whether the contents are up to date, because each and every time you're going to see that we are in a changing world. Yeah. Things are changing, so there is need for some of the things that are changing to be incorporated into the contents that we are studying. Yeah. And then to see to that whether whatever we are studying is helpful or is going to be significant in our job market. So now, if you're failing to do your job, that means you're jeopardizing each and everything: the education, the jobs, the future of students, even the parents themselves that are paying this kind of money. So each and everything will be, I don't know, in a state of, they call it a state of aquagama, just confusion, total confusion. So they should try to do their job, and if they really feel that they are unable to do their job, as I told you before, the law provides for vacating the office. Let other people who can really do it come do that job. And for the parents and the students, I think before doing anything, they should first, reach out to the universities. Let the university try to explain to them let the university try to explain to them the ongoing situation, whatever is happening. Now, if the university fails to give them a full account of what is going on, then I think they will have no solution other than, I know people are very, poor. People might say that, how am I going to get a lawyer? But there are always those lawyers that are going to offer you free services. Yeah, I think, in Uganda, most of the things, if you want to implement something, I think it's all about maybe going to a court, then getting an order, and then people will start working on a court order, that force. So they can always sue. I think the option can be suing this university, and the university is like it's a corporate body, I should say. It has the brain. It's a corporate person. It is an artificial person. It has the brains of doing something, and it also has the hands. Now in this case, we should be suing the brains on behalf of that company. Those people that are thinking for the company. There's vice chancellor, the chancellor, kuna simanya rector, because so now you are the people responsible. You are the one making these decisions of failing to reaccredit these programs after 5 years. So to me, I think that's it. But they should work. They should try as much as possible to see to that each and everything goes back to the normal state, the way it was before. I think it was 2015, because that's when they last, reassessed and accredited these programs. Yes.
Wow. And there you have it. Yeah. Those are our opinions of how the issue of expired courses has affected us and the people who are watching. Today in the studio, I was with Hillary, Sereti.
Yes.
Sereti Hillary.
It's the same, Sereti Simon Hillary.
Yes. And definitely Kakari Umar. I'm going to also take this opportunity. Yeah. This is a very special one. Yeah, we're going to have a moment of silence, one moment of silence But this today we're not going to fear women, yeah. But we're definitely going to pay tributes to the souls that we lost in Somalia, our fellow brothers, our uncles, our fathers. We are deeply touched, and the families out there, just know Uganda stands with you. We stand with you. Don't always forget to subscribe to our channel, The Seven Talk. Leave there a comment, like, share, and definitely give us an opinion on what you want us to discuss on our show. Always, I remain Bait Ali, the co-host and the host right now of this show. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.